Hi, this is Dan. Deanna will be joining me shortly. She is making some matcha. You might hear her in the background, but she said, "Go ahead and get started." Um, yeah, there she is. Hello.
Okay.
So I wanted to share.
I'm just making matcha.
Deanna's been encouraging me to just share
I'll be
our
right
life
there.
more, and so we just watched Disclosure Day yesterday, and this was a big deal for me. A really big deal. Like such a big deal that I bought tickets the minute you could and got the best seats. And we like movies and all, but I don't normally take that much effort. Like I'm gonna get them as soon as
Well,
they
we
come
have
out.
to see Toy Story 5 this month.
Well, yes, and that's gonna be another video. But the why does disclosure? Why was this so important to me? That's what I want to share. Um, and of course, just the topic of aliens is a really fun topic, and the movie takes that topic on in a really fresh way. So I God kind of tuned me into interest in aliens in 2013, um, and I've really been studying them on and off ever since. Now, luckily, I will say I really appreciate how the teachings of Union have like grounded me in my relationship with this topic. And they do talk about, Jeff and Schley have talked about, um, aliens and stuff like that. I would call them aliens in this film. It's a fun term. Essentially, they're literally just our brothers and sisters that live on other planets. Um, the reason why this movie was so interesting to me is because it actually discusses like what would it be like if real proof came to this planet and how would it affect humanity to know about aliens. And obviously there was a tremendous like the big battle in the movie was like the battle between our fear of not wanting to know and can humanity handle it. There's like this fear that was being played out. Can we handle such an expansive um, addition to our reality? And so I won't give away too many spoilers, but I just wanted to discuss this topic because honestly, the reason why it was so near and dear to my heart is I do believe there could come a time in our lifetime when um, we have a deeper relationship with all that is, or our brothers and sisters in space. Um,
But do you remember what Jeff and Shalia talked about in class was the reason it hasn't happened yet?
oh yeah, no, of course, and
Do you
that's
want to share that?
yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Essentially, and I like that this movie, it didn't frame aliens as like these scary beings. They're just, of course, it still kind of put them in these alien bodies. Jeff and Shalia explained that they're actually they very much look similar to us. They're all our brothers and sisters that just live on different planets. But let me explain why. And this, comes from unionism. It comes from my own research. Why we currently do not have this like direct relationship with beings from other planets. It essentially comes down to every civilization gets to create uh, their planet, if you will, their planetary energy. And Jeff and Julia talk about this. Um, Earth was created as like a separation experiment. Thank you.
Best husband ever, mug.
This is one of my birthday presents. Got my birthday coming up. So we do live in a free will universe, which means that you know only you can create in your reality, and your free will is actually the key component to your reality. So we chose this planet to be an experiment in separation, and part of that experiment was this belief that we're all alone, and it's actually not compassionate for us to have that relationship because it's not what we're choosing. We're not choosing, and these beings actually have no desire to shock or affect our free will in any way. And so, did you want to say something there?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'll take a sip of my matcha.
There's a lot to say actually about this. I don't know if I want to share everything that I know and am aware of about aliens in just this video.
No,
probably not.
Just kind of a response video to the movie and stuff.
And sorry, I did just wake up, so. But one of the things we know from one of the things I know from Jeff and Shalia that they said is that we have not ascended the planet.
Correct.
Like we're not healing basic poverty and basic illnesses and on this planet yet. So the aliens don't really find much purpose in connecting, although they will and they can. If you're open to that, you're choosing that. But so far in history, you're not going to have super long conversations with them because they're more evolved.
Yeah.
And they're kind of, I feel like some of them do beam love and implant ideas and help guide you so that you can ascend the planet faster if you're listening. I do feel that I've had aliens give me divinely inspired ideas. I do feel that and I'm not going to talk all about my connection with aliens in this video because it's, there's a lot there. But,
Can I share something regarding that? Or do you?
I'm trying to figure out how much I want to share about my relationship with aliens in this video.
Well, I want to do a caveat to what you just said. So, and the movie actually touches on this, like people worshiping these beings, and so they're actually just equal children of God to us, and you don't want to commune to them like they're God. And actually, to be honest, they don't always. Some This is getting a little out there, but it's kind of true. Like some are actually involved in helping us create this illusion, and so communing with aliens doesn't necessarily mean you're communing with a higher consciousness. They don't always have your best and highest interest.
You can have aliens implant thoughts in your brain. We learned this from.
We're getting real out there, but we're just going to go there.
No,
but it's true. It actually is
everyone's
true.
ready to hear what we have to say. Like no one's not ready.
Sure.
That's why we want to say it. If you feel like sharing something, it's because everyone's ready to hear it. Even if there's like some sort of bad reaction potentially. Well, we learned in boot camp, Shalia told us that if an alien is implanting thoughts in your head, all you have to do is just not choose to accept it.
Well, especially if it doesn't resonate with love. Essentially, God is love, God is truth. And that's all you ever have to do is know God's truth. And you don't have to accept any voice that is in alignment with that. So you just want to commune with truth. And that's how you know any being that offers you truth, that offers you love, true love and divinity. But, if they're not, that's where you really want to actually get to know God first. And that's a big reason, too, that we haven't reached that level yet, because we're developing our relationship with God so that we can be sovereign beings. We don't, they don't want a relationship where there's this inequality. Like we're free sovereign beings.
But aliens have helped humanity a lot. And like I said,
Right.
If you're open to the relationship, like I don't personally yet know when I get a divinely inspired idea for something, I don't personally know if it's an angel, God directly, or an alien, or even someone who's crossed over to the other side. I'm not mastered enough yet to know exactly where every single one of my divine ideas comes from. But I do know and I can feel that aliens have helped us further civilization. And the more open you are to it, I think, to be totally honest, I think some of the best leaders in history have been open to extraterrestrial contact because they're seeing from a higher perspective. Think about it. It's literally logical. They're not enmeshed in the Earth game. They're almost like on the bleachers watching from the sidelines. And so they can offer way more perspective and cut through your BS, other people's BS, and if you're open to divine relationship with aliens, not being sabotaged by aliens, isn't it said that like aliens kind of helped direct the building of the pyramids
Yeah,
in
I've actually even
Egypt.
read that. I mean, to be honest, I believe that,
I wake up this morning and Dan's like, "I'm making a video about
well, it
Disclosure Day and
was, no,
aliens."
actually, that was your idea to bring it
No,
up.
all I said was, Dan, you need to make more videos because you're sad
No, you said you
because you're
need to
not
make a
making
video about
videos
Disclosure Day. You said
because
that.
you were so passionate.
Yeah, I am. So not just that, even more recently, to be honest, look at our technology boom that started in the 19th century. We didn't do that by ourselves. I'm just going to be very frank. So like no, that very like Deanna said, you can commune with higher ideas. Now they'll be very behind the scenes right now because they don't want to like
But they want
shock
they
us.
want the good ones. They're like, helping,
Well, and
helping.
they're
We
going to
want to help
honor
you.
our free will. If we as a collective say we want to ascend our society, we want to better ourselves, we're all one in this universe. So we have access to wisdom throughout the universe, and whatever we're ready to receive, we will. And that's where, I know that we've been assisted, but as far as like, this movie is like, when are we going to have that open relationship as far as like it's
I
going to be known?
I will be really honest with you. We went to an IMAX movie, and I'm autistic. I'm hypersensitive.
This movie is
I
really
almost had
intense.
to leave the theater. I was so overwhelmed. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the movie was about. I did not pay much attention. So
Essentially, the movie was about, to just kind of on a spiritual perspective, it was about humanity's resistance to know this and all of that high speed chase. It was a fantastic. I love Spielberg, such a great filmmaker, and I love how, I mean, for one thing,
if you
just
were wondering, Dan Thelen is Dawson Leary from Dawson's Creek.
so I love like
It's
his
actually
cinematography.
him.
Like there's something about Spielberg movies. He captures,
This is Dawson Leary
well, let me finish. Yes.
from Dawson's Creek.
He just captures, he was the perfect person to capture this concept. It was a cinematic masterpiece in my mind. It's not, in the sense that it just captured like emotionally why we haven't had that contact yet. It really embodied the resistance and fear of humanity, and there's no judgment around that. But also at the same time, this burgeoning consciousness that's ready to expand. So what it really demonstrated is this like balance, because like there's a huge portion of humanity now that's becoming aware that we're probably not alone and open to building this relationship. So we're actually in a huge phase of huge healing. And what the movie shows, and actually, Deanna can attest, I literally cried. I thought it was so powerful. I
He cried
felt,
in the theater.
oh, like the end, and I don't want to give
I
it
wanted to
away.
leave the
I
theater.
don't
He
want
cried in the theater. We
to.
had two very different
I don't want to
experiences.
give it away, but the ending was so beautiful because I felt, what Spielberg was able to achieve was creating that feeling of what would it actually feel like for humanity's consciousness to have this huge expansion, and I felt that. And but it's not about, it's going to happen when we're ready. You don't have to worry. Like as we're raising our vibration collectively, um, it'll just be a part of the natural process. When, who knows, who cares, to be honest. There's already, separation doesn't exist. Like Deanna said, we're already in contact. We're already in communion, in the ways that are appropriate for where we're at now. But it was just really beautiful to show that like, um, there is like an acceleration of consciousness happening right now, and that could potentially happen in our lifetime. That's not really the important thing. I really liked the message, like it's not about worshiping these beings, even if they have, oh my god, advanced technology.
They want the good ones. They want us to also have advanced technology.
But they want us to come to it in our own way.
But they will support you
Yes,
if you're open to support.
as an equal brother and sister. That's the important thing. Just because we're in a different stage of evolution doesn't actually make us any less equal.
And I just want to say, I highly fucking doubt that actual aliens look the way they're depicted
Oh no,
in movies. I think that's such a dumb thing.
Well, while you were making the matcha, I explained they're actually just brothers and sisters. To be
Yeah,
honest,
they look exactly like you.
Yes. We're like playing the
Are you an
alien.
alien?
They are just our brothers and sisters on other planets. I have not met one. I can't say exactly how similar the features are. Just like someone from a different part of the world looks a little different, but we're all humans, if that makes sense. So I can't claim to have actually physically met an alien, but Jeff and Shleya, and this resonates with my truth, teach that they're just our brothers and sisters at different stages of evolution. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful to know that there's literally an infinite vastness of universe out there, and it's teeming with God's children, enjoying his creation. And yeah, movies, I think they create that very like standard alien body as a way
I
of,
don't know where someone got that from. Like, who was the first person to depict aliens as like monsters, like gremlins, like weird, slimy.
right?
I feel like you're an alien and I'm an alien, and like we all look this way. And the reason I feel this way is because of God. Like, God, I don't believe God created, because we're all children of God, and
Mhm.
aliens are just
It's no different.
other children of God who are not on this planet having this experience. And so
Right.
I personally don't think it's possible that aliens look any much different than us. Maybe they don't wear glasses because they don't have eye issues, or maybe they're more evolved in certain ways in their bodies or something. But I don't think aliens are like green and slimy, and like I think that's all part of fear consciousness on the planet. This fear that, like, I think I apparently have a lot to say.
That's right.
I think all of the classic stereotypical depictions of aliens, where they're like green or blue and they have three eyes and they're slimy and they're short or they're super tall or they're really gross, it's all part of humanity upheaving really deep fear about there being other children of God
Right.
in the universe, and that's what we think of them right now.
And there's a reason, honestly, we use the same term for, we call people from other countries, illegal aliens or aliens. It's just our way of like,
It's all part of fear and separation.
right. And so obviously, like, we as a planet are learning to heal that within ourselves first, to see ourselves as a planet as one child of God. And from that place, we'll be able to expand and be like, oh, well, then we're one with the whole universe. But it'll be a natural progression. It'll be, it's not, obviously this movie made it this like incredibly sensational moment. But part of what they were showing is there's this process of humanity's desire to expand and also healing the resistance. And it came to this point where resistance was healed enough and humanity was ready. And that's essentially, it is a Hollywoodized version of showing the process of healing necessary in order for us. But it's actually an internal, this movie very much externalized what's actually internal process of healing our relationship with God and healing the fear that something outside of us could be scary, because God only created perfection. And so not only is this society actually perfect in God's eyes and we're restoring it to perfection, but when we're ready for it, our relationship with other beings will just be peaceful and perfect, because that's God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's all I have to share right now. Did you have anything else you want to say?
I could share a lot about my personal experience with spaceships and aliens, but I will save that for another time.
Yeah.
And once again, I am a very highly sensitive person. I get dizzy, I get vertigo. I got motion sickness at the IMAX, and the movie was way too loud, and I almost left the theater. And so I didn't really, but I loved going with you. I still loved having that experience. I wouldn't have rather sat home.
Yeah.
But so I didn't really take the movie, and I have no idea what really happened. I think I remember at one point I was like half asleep and I heard Colin Farrell's voice, and I woke up and I'm like, is that Colin Farrell? Like,
I mean, just as
and I remember the girl from Dolores Prada was in there, and I was like, oh hey, there
Oh
she
my
is.
god! And I'm the person
But
who
like,
I watch.
I wasn't really present. I gotta be honest.
I'm the person I watch the movie first and then I read reviews because I like to just see what my impression is versus. And everyone agrees like Emily Blunt blew it out of the water. Blew like her performance is spectacular. And
Emily
so
Blunt, that was her name.
just from a
Yeah.
movie perspective, I would say it's worthwhile if you like. There was incredible amount of actions. Like Deanna said, if you're not an action movie person, it might. Um, there's both a deep message mixed in with this. But I mean, on just a movie level, it's a Spielberg masterpiece. I do recommend watching. It is a beautiful addition to Spielberg's collection. Watch it if you like that kind of thing.
And this is a good month for movies. We have Toy Story 5 coming out. I have to see that. I want to see the Billie Eilish movie. She came out with like a vegan candy bar.
Yeah. More to come in the movie realm. So that's all I have to say. Anything else that you wanted to share?
Yeah, actually.
That's for this video.
I want us to stop depicting aliens in a fearful way.
Oh, we're not gonna.
I need that to stop. I think it's so dumb.
No, but I think you need to understand that like everything just it's not everything. It shows what we're ready for. I actually didn't. I looked at that and I was like, that's okay because that is as much as like humanity has to evolve. And this is why we're sharing this video to understand that they look just like us. For Hollywood, that's not very exciting to be like, oh, there's some aliens. They look like us. It doesn't create the same Hollywood effect.
But I'm looking forward to those kinds of movies.
Yeah, so that'll probably come as we evolve in our understanding for sure of what these star beings really are, brothers and sisters in God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Have fun at the movies.